we just holding on to something that won't work out.
Let's go. Welcome to the Underground Crypto Deep Dive Show. Let me get myself on the screen. Why do I feel like there's something? Why do I feel like there's something off of my lighting here? All right. Anyways, that's because there is something off of my lighting. Let me fix that real quick. 1 second, everybody. Okay, and I'm back. I think it's better. I don't really know. Look at those candles go, and this is a 4-hour chart here. Let's zoom into it. Let's really make it big here. So I'm gonna pull from the impulse to the top. 15%. I mean, 15% for Bitcoin is a big move. Like 15% for a meme coin is kind of every day, most of the days anyway, depending on the meme coin. But 15% or more for BTC in like 2 days, that is huge. And it just kept going. You know, we went about to 70,000 here, and then we've kept going all the way to 73,009. Let's call it almost 74,000 That's pretty incredible if you ask me. Look at this thing on the hourly chart. On the 15-minute, you see we kind of went sideways. Look at this. Price action went up, and then it went sideways until that 21 came up, and then it pumped, and then it did the same thing. And kind of the pumps got smaller and smaller, and then boom. Kind of the same thing over and over. How are all my undergrounders doing tonight? How is everybody in the chat? Let's see who we got going on in the chat here. We got Strugahart. Welcome in, Strugahart. Thank you for always being here. We got Melissa. Thank you for always being here, of course. Prime Minister. We so back, guys. Let's go. And the Blues guy says, greetings, gratitude, guys. Great to see you. Who's getting paid? Let's go, undergrounders. Yep, it is a good time to be in this market right now. And another thing that's interesting, as I pointed out, this shoulder, head, shoulder, and the measured move of that would be this yellow line, right? Because if I move it around, you'll see that it is kind of top to bottom there. And then we move it to the neckline. And I said, you know, that'll probably get you to about 65 something. And then you have this high volume node. If I include some candles here for the BRVP to grab, you got this high volume node up here. And that area is, you know, like 77,500-ish, maybe a little higher, maybe a little lower. So since we're so close to that node, even though this measured move falls a little bit short of that high node, there's a good chance you roll right into it. So we'll see. And the more things pump uncontrollably, the more bullish people get. At some point, we rather have to go sideways, right? And really kind of flag out and let this 21 come up into price action, or we're going to drastically come down to that 21 relatively quickly. Let's do our intro real quick so we can get into those crypto bubbles. I'm so glad that everybody chose to join me today. I hope everybody's having a good Thursday. I'm ready to kick off this stream. I'm ready to be bullish again in crypto. It's been bear market for too long, but pump the brakes. I don't know that we are completely out of any bear market scenario, but it's looking good. It's looking good, but we got to hold up under the pressure, right? Prime Minister says this is how it happens every time. People are scared and bearish, then the market goes boom. We had months to load up on cheap, right? And then they tell you 2-3 years later that you were lucky. And it's like, no, I was just here when everybody left. I wasn't lucky. I was just paying attention when everybody stopped paying attention. I don't know if anybody's figured this out yet. When the normal everyday retail person is completely checked out, completely bearish, that's when all the smart money loads up and flips the script. And no, just like last time, everybody was saying they were going to get BTC at 10,000. Everybody said wait till it hits 8,000. That's going to be the moment to load up. And you only got to 15,000 and you never got any lower. My point is that BTC almost never plays ball with whatever the sentiment is. Whatever majority of people are saying, like, oh, it's going to go to 45,000. Oh, it's going to go to 40,000. And that's where I'm going to load up. Most of those people never get in the market until it's at 90,000. And then they're like, okay, now I'm finally sure that it's not going to go to 40,000 now that it's at 90. And then they load up at 90 and it dips 20% because we were on a huge pump to get to 90. Then it dumps 20, 30, 40%, and then they sell out a lot. It's just like, couldn't be any more backwards. And that is why you need to raise your crypto IQ. He says, so, bro. He says, so true, bro. You were lucky. Yeah, right. They don't know the pain of the bear market. When they tell you that they're lucky, they just don't know. He says that's what's up. Or he says that sideline people say. Exactly. Luck favored the prepared. Exactly. It's all about preparation and education. This week, we have already looked at whether you can trust the device protecting your keys and what wallet is really asking you when you go to sign for something, and how leaked personal information can become part of a crypto attack. Tonight, we move one layer deeper, the protocol itself. When millions of dollars leave a DeFi protocol, the headline normally says it was hacked. That one word can hide 5 completely different events into one word. It's oversimplified. The contract may contain a code, defect. An attacker may gain administrative authority. A protocol may trust a price that can be manipulated. A bridge may accept invalid messages, and governance may approve something destructive under its own rules, like we saw for Bonk recently. The blockchain does not necessarily stop working during any of this. In many cases, it processes every transaction correctly. The failure is that the application accepted a dangerous state as legitimate. By the end of this of tonight's lesson, right, education, you should be able to look past the headline and identify the actual security assumption that failed. This is powerful stuff. You hear that something was hacked, there was a bridge failure, whatever. You should be able to take a brief reading of the actual article, facts of the article, and then actually understand what's going on and not necessarily just be led by, whatever it's trying to lead you with the title, because that's what FUD is, right? All right, so let's deep dive this just for a little bit before we get to those crypto bubbles, right? So reportedly, approximately 1.3 billion in losses across Web3 security incidents, and there were apparently 344 Web3 security incidents during the first half of 2026. That's just the first half of 2026. Code vulnerabilities produced the largest number of incidents, with 204 incidents, while wallet compromise caused the greater dollar loss. So code vulnerabilities were the larger number of actual incidents, but wallet compromises was the greatest amount of actual US dollar loss. That distinction supports tonight's central lesson. Frequency, right, severity, and root cause are three different measurements that we can look at when it comes to security. And security to me is a big deal. That's why I chose to do this week, because hopefully we're going to get to moving in the right direction here in the market, up and to the right. And if you don't have any thought for your security, the links that you're clicking on, like, there's a lot of bad things that can happen. I'm not trying to freak anybody out, just trying to raise your crypto IQ so you could be the best, speculator in the market that you can be. And you might do a great job of speculating, but if you lose it all because you click on a link that drains your wallet, then it doesn't really matter much, does it? So a useful recent example is the July Allbridge Core incident. According to the project's own post here, the attacker used a flash loan while exploiting its Solana pool swap logic. Somebody found a flaw. Repeated same asset swaps pushed internal accounting away from reality, while a permissively configured imbalance safeguard allowed the distortion to grow. The flash loan supplied temporary capital, and the vulnerable accounting and validation rules created the opportunity. Two larger 2026 incidents demonstrated entirely different paths, though. Hopefully you guys are able to follow me on this a little bit. We're going to get to the crypto bubbles in just a minute. So Chain Analysis reported that Kelp DAO Bridge incident involved compromised off-chain infrastructure, and the on-chain messages and signatures appeared to be valid. Its analysis of Drift, so remember when Drift had all these problems, right? Describes attackers obtaining legitimate pre-signed transactions and transferred administrative control, after which manipulated collateral could be approved. These were not ordinary public functioning code bugs, even though ultimate losses occurred on chain. And of course, our code of the day: any fool can write code that a computer can understand. Good programmers write code that humans can understand. And this comes from a gentleman named Martin Fowler. I don't know how to say last names most of the time. Connection to tonight's lesson. Why is that important? Because complicated code is hard to review, but complicated authority, bridge architecture, governance, and economic dependencies can be equally difficult to understand. And I feel like this intro has been a little long-winded, right? So we're going to go ahead and get to the crypto bubbles. I'm going to cut that, and we're going to come back to it here shortly, because I like to break it up a little bit. Let's get you guys over to the crypto bubbles. You can see what I see. Let's go. And there is a lot of green. First thing I obviously want to do is toggle that 1 through 1,000. It looks great. I was a little bit worried that maybe we were going to have a huge dump after that huge pump. It would have been totally called for. Back to the 21 on the higher time frames, it wouldn't have been uncalled for, but there's always that slim possibility that we keep pumping, and we did. So that's good. I just want to see us hold up. All right. I just want to see us, even if we dip a little, I want to see us hold some respectable support and resistance, go sideways, flag out on a higher time frame, and then continue to move up and to the right. Sunny Little Tree says, big up on the gains, y'all. Exactly. You know, we all are really, when it comes to people in crypto, we're really like very bullish on each other and hope that everybody wins most of the time, except for the scammers out there. Okay, they just want to take everybody's money. But aside from them, and again, most of those scammers are not crypto people; they're just scammers. My point is, I hope everybody is enjoying this pump, even if we turn a little bit sideways or bearish for a week or something like that, while the rest of the market kind of catches up. We get a little bit of a cool off. People hate to hear that. It's the best thing that could happen. All right. Let's see. We got Gig Gaming TV. We're all gonna make it. Everybody's coming out the woodworks today. What's up? This is kind of what I expected everybody to show up yesterday, but I guess news hadn't hit all the corners of the world yet or something. We consolidated for months. I think we're gonna break out soon. I sure hope so, and I'm here for it. I'm positioned as if we could break out at any point. It's one of the beautiful things about like not trying to catch the perfect bottom. I don't know what to say. You know, we've done series on portfolios and the bottom and how to know the bottom and who's in control of crypto. We've done so many of these educational series, guys, where I was trying to really convey to people without, you know, conveying to people what I'm doing and why I think it's a good choice, not trying to catch the perfect bottom with a bunch of money to deploy, but to slowly eat up these bottom numbers, because at some point it's going to turn around and break out and you're most likely not going to expect it. And then here we are. Here we are. Now, with that being said, it doesn't mean that we're not going to see a lower price for Bitcoin. And people who are newer be like, what do you mean? We just pumped like crazy. Welcome to cryptocurrency and this, crypto asset class. We can still see a lower low in like October for Bitcoin. And it doesn't mean that we will, though. We don't know. Anybody who tells you they know where the market's going, I mean, they're rather one of the top 0.01% of people in the world who just have, you know, insane government level connections. Most likely not. Or they're just full of themselves and they think they know where things going to go and they don't. What's up, J-Dub? Welcome in. Welcome in. Good to see some people come through that came in during the, PulseX, eHex, and Richard Hart series that we did, that whole ecosystem. Glad to see you guys return to the channel and say what's up. Means a lot to me. Prime Minister says lots of new people. Actually, they're newer, but they're not new. They came in during the why am I not getting the Hex? I keep wanting to say eHex, Hex, Pulse Chain, PulseX, Richard Hart series that we did. They're big fans of that ecosystem. That's when they kind of found the channel. Anyways, let me not get too long-winded here. It's Pulse Chain season, boys. Get used to it. Hey, J-Dub. Hey, I was saying, I want everybody to win. I like Pulse Chain. I even like Richard Hart as much as I do still love Charles, and I like Cardano and a lot of things that they're doing. And I understand why Cardano is not getting a ton of hype, and Pulse Chain probably will. It is all marketing. It is all part of the game. It's our season. Oh yeah, guys. I hope you guys are winning. I hope you guys are well positioned. My whole point in my little getting off track here was that I hope everybody understood the mission. I even said, hey guys, I stopped perpetual trading and I'm just buying long-term bags. You know, I'm just building long-term spot bags. All right. So everybody does what they want with their own money, though. Everybody's responsible for what they do. Never financial advice here. Anyways, look at these green numbers here, and 5% is a pretty big percentage across a lot of this, but let's take a look at it. So Pump.Fun, 23.8%, things pumping over on Pump.Fun. Pump.Fun is pumping. We have Athena, right? A good but old project here, 25.5% to the upside. These are some nice moves. Even XRP coming in at $1.26 and went as high as $1.35. If you followed XRP price, that's a pretty good move for XRP. There's a lot of times like XRP kind of tends to move on its own accord. There's a lot of times that like other things move and XRP doesn't, and then XRP will move when everything else is not moving. So it's nice to see it kind of move with the whole market. Maybe we could get used to that. Says, y'all eating over there or what? I'm thinking of going over there, and I've always liked Richard Hart. He speaks the truth. I agree with that. It's what I've liked about him, and people don't like that. Yep. And Prime Minister is certainly one of those people who would know better than most. So I know where the market is going. Nowhere in my pockets. That's so funny, Melissa. Well done. We got Cardano on Pulse Chain. Something for everyone, you know. Hey, that's a good point, J-Dub. It really is. The way that he strategically kind of made a fork of Ethereum kind of works in that regard. We even got XRP on Pulse Chain. Exactly. Don't forget to pump up those like buttons. It would truly be appreciated. Yeah, everybody smash the like button for me if you love this show. And to all my people who supported me during the slower bear market times, we're about to get lit during the bull market. Now, is the bull market in full swing? It could be. This could be a moment we remember as this was the beginning of the bull market. Or there might be some messing around for a couple of months, and then we really get off to the races. Either way, I'm going to be here doing this live stream. So I just want to say shout out to all the undergrounders. There is a free link to my free Discord if you've never joined it before, as I like in the background try to go pin it because I forgot to pin it. Forgive me. But it's pinned in the chat here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There it is. All right. And feel free to click that. Go to our free Discord. That's where we're hanging out when we're not streaming. I'd love to see even more activity and more people over there. And I think as crypto gets more bullish, we'll bring more people in. Another thing I want to say is to all my undergrounders who I've been trying to do my best to raise your crypto IQ. We're going to have a lot of people come in who maybe don't really know a lot about crypto. They're new. Let's be patient with people. They might have maybe some weird ideas from other places on the internet that they've been and other people that they're listening to. If somebody's saying something and you think they're wrong, just try to politely give them another opinion, right? Just try to politely, you know, say what you believe to be true or something. Let's not attack each other. I just want to say that because it's happened before. Like, we don't need to attack each other over ideas. It's like trading. Like, there's a lot of different ways to trade, right? Anyways, I won't harp on that. Monad. Here you go, Melissa. Monad is up 18%. Yeah, Prime Minister was just saying Monad up 18%. I own a little bit of Monad, I'm pretty sure. I hear when XRP to 1,000, guys. Woof, I'm with that. I love all the high numbers that they give for XRP and stuff. I'm with it because I got a bag. So if they want to run it to $50,000 a coin, even if I think that is absolutely absurd, I'm here for it. Don't get me wrong. For the love of God, if I see ETH and BTC go sideways for a month again, oh, J-Dub, he says, I can't take it no more. J-Dub says they need to just move in the right direction. And that's, you're not alone in that sentiment. There is a lot of people who feel that way. Just so much green. I'm just trying to grab the biggest bubbles here. Let's drop down 200 to 300. ONG, Ontology Gas. I don't know what this thing is. This thing sounds like it's very old. I mean, it's over a year old. It's been, you know, like so many things, way down. And it just got a huge pump. And you're just going to see this, I think, with a lot of products. You're going to see I think as long as BTC can stay up and not dump hard, you're going to see the money rotation. We might even get little tiny bursts of altcoin seasons and stuff like that. What was it? The creator of Robinhood, you know, who launched Robinhood, I think he was on the news the other day or today talking about, you know, we're on the cuff of a super cycle. Let's go. Make my positions that I've been building for a hot minute look like a genius idea, right? Because you never look like a genius until it's too late for anybody to get in, right? We got Book of Memes pumping. It's up 36%. And what I mean is, like, you're buying and you're putting money into things and it's bear market. Nothing's moving. Everybody's like, what are you doing? They're like, what are you in, some kind of weird little cult or something? Some magic internet money? And then all of a sudden it rips and they watch Bitcoin go to like 300,000-400,000 from where we are right now, and they're like, how did nobody tell me about it? They're like, I've literally had people come to me and be like, bro, why didn't you tell me about this crypto? And I'm like, I did. I go live on YouTube every day. I've told you to come to the stream 100 million times. And then they're like, oh yeah, I guess you did tell me about that. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. What was I supposed to do? Grab you by the ear and drag you to your computer and log you into YouTube? Like, what was I supposed to do for you? Anyways, getting off topic just slightly. So here's Ontology up 25%. The other one was Ontology Gas. We got Knockchain It is up a 23%. Let's go ahead and move along because we can sit here and talk about just all those crypto bubbles for a minute because there's so much green going on in the market. Let's refresh this, make sure. I think we were up, like 7% yesterday in the overall market cap. Today we're up 3.8%, which is beautiful to add to that 7%. 2.56 trillion. 2.5 trillion, guys. Let's see if we can get back to that 3 trillion number. That would be pretty monumental. How quick we go to that $3 trillion number is going to mean a lot to me. So there's all kinds of little analytics that I kind of lock into, and you'll see me start pointing out. We always talk about the overall market cap number, but I don't really spend any time really talking about it. But how fast large amounts of money start coming into this market could be an indicator of how much potential sideline money there is to come into this market. And if another like $500 billion comes in within the next couple of weeks and holds, man, that super cycle theory might really play out. Bitcoin is at $73,652 at the moment of me saying it. And I gotta say, 73,000 feels fantastic. Again, guys, don't be surprised if it falls down $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 and then kind of flags out and goes up and down and makes a flag. Some of my pattern traders really know what I'm talking about. Ethereum was just 1,800 like last week. It's $2,338, up 23% in the last 7 days. BNB, $656. We were just getting back above 600 a few days ago. This is nice. XRP, I wanted to see it. This would be really nice if this was the bottom of the bear market, because I was saying I really wanted to see XRP hold $1, because from the like 20-25 cent lows that it was in the previous market, that means you would have held like a 4 or 5x, right? So that would have been really nice. So if this is the bottom and then we don't really go too much lower here, that means it's going to hold that up, and that prediction, or that hope, I wouldn't call it a prediction, but that hope was going to really play out. But it's up 25.9%. XRP getting some attention, and I think XRP is going to be one to watch for the attention when it comes to new investors, the ETF, stuff like that. We follow the ETF numbers over on Blockworks. I'll show them again today, and you will see probably a lot of money flowing into XRP. Solana, $88.15. Solana up 15%. I made some money on the Solana, and I didn't even have to do anything. The value of it just went up. Gotta love that crypto. 50 Cent Monad would need a ton of money. They got too much supply in billions. Yes, tokenomics, guys. Tokenomics. Let's remember that. Let's see what else we got going on in this chat. That money goes all over. Everything will pump in BTC and ETH. Hold the line. The money goes all over. I just want Flare to go to $1. Oof. I don't know what the tokenomics are for Flare to go to $1. Just catching up on this chat real quick. This could be the final week to get low price. Things are still cheap, but this type of movement signals all the bulls and all the big money to come in. Exactly. When you see dead old memes rip out of nowhere, that's a sign. Yeah, for real though. What's Shiba Inu doing, right? Then they make their first XRP buy when it's at $1,000 per token. Hey, somebody is going to do that. If it goes to $1,000, you will have somebody with a bunch of money ape in, like they just discovered XRP. Would love a dip. I don't think it's coming. We've had months to accumulate. I agree with you, Prime Minister. I just would like not rule it out, you know. Basically, all I'm saying is a dip I could see not being an impossible scenario, but I really am quite hopeful that was the bottom of the market, guys. And even if we pull back, we never go lower. It's very possible. Just my memory of watching BTC go to 15,000 and everybody screamed, "Don't buy! It's gonna go to 10. Don't buy! It's gonna go to 8," and they just never bought. And then the next thing you know, they were all trying to pile in at 40 grand, and I was like, wow. Anyways, Hyperliquid 73. Look how fast Hyperliquid went from like $50 to $73. So fast. Dogecoin 8 cents. I hope Dogecoin runs. Talking about old memes, I hope Dogecoin just goes straight to 75 cents. Let's make that $1. Oh man, talk about some hopium. Zcash $5.70, up 16%. Monero up 3%, 415. So Zcash kind of taking the lead. I always kind of look at these because they're so close to each other and by market cap. And for a long time, Monero was starting to really gain on Zcash. We were seeing Monero pump and Zcash not really get much pump or even lose a little bit, go negative on the 7-day. And now it looks like Zcash is really picking back up and getting back into its spot of maybe being a little bit more predominant than Monero. I'll let my privacy coin people hash that out. Cardano back to 20 cents. So Cardano ran to 20 cents. It started fading back down. It went to like 17 cents, 17 and a half cents. And then bang, just like that, back at 20 cents. So we like that, but we really need Cardano to go back to like $3 for most of us to get an all-time high, right? So XLM, 18 cents. Canton falling back under 10 cents here. So Canton had a little bit of a pullback. Very interesting. Some people may be rotating out of that. Gains, baby, gains. Reliable J in the building. Welcome in, welcome in. All right, so HBAR, 7 cents. Avalanche, $7.27. Good to see Avalanche moving a little bit. I wasn't sure if Avalanche was really going to get to move with the pack here, and it seems to be. SWE, 73 cents. Meme Core, $1.17, holding up pretty nicely. A little bit of a pullback. And let's go look at that. Flare, still number 94 in the exact same place, but it's in the top 100, and that's what really matters. Flare is up 17% in the last 7 days. Let's go take a look at what is trending, because I know that's a lot of what everybody wants to see here. So we have Bull Balls coin. And if that isn't meme culture, I don't know what is. Let's see where it's at. Is it Robinhood? No, it's a Solana. It's a pump.fun coin. Let's see. It doesn't look like it's been out very long. Let's throw this thing on the 24. All right. Is it longer than 24? Nah, not really. So it came out today, and it's already at 16.2 million. There you go. If you got into that early, you made some money. That is for sure. Not a whole lot to say about it, guys. It's a meme coin. Solana meme, pump.fun ecosystem. That's the one thing with a meme coin. Like, there's not a whole lot to tell you other than maybe a little bit of lore, you know, some kind of little bit of like a storyline behind it. But they're not like building an app or anything like that, I'm sure. Pump.fun. We have this Aligned, which could easily be another meme coin. Let's go check that out. 35 million in this. And Aligned Layer, so it sounds like a more serious project. Base in Ethereum ecosystem, smart contract platform, modular blockchain, layer 0. I notice it doesn't say a layer 1 though. It says it's a modular blockchain. Hopefully somebody out there remembers all the education we did on modular blockchains. But if not, don't worry. I'm sure we'll go there again. Let's go to their website, because I'm not even sure what the heck this thing is. Okay, it's financial. Build financial products that work 24/7 across borders at a fraction of the cost. This is the power of DeFi, Web3, blockchain technology, whatever you want to call it. We help fintech and institutions build on Ethereum. How many times do I have to say? So many of the projects are geared towards services built for the big players, institutions, fintechs. They're here. These people are not building all of these projects and raising all of this money from venture capitalists. Venture capitalists are not pouring all of this money into these projects because they don't think that the institutions are here and need the services. It's the opposite. Pipe Dog. Now, this one definitely is a meme coin. It's on Robinhood, right? Distinguish between our Robinhood memes now, our Solana memes, Ethereum memes, whatever memes, whatever blockchain it's on. It is important. Dog themed and meme coin on Robinhood. It's got 30 million in it. For me personally, a lot of these are way too high for me to even think about touching right now. You do what you want to do. Bitcoin, XRP, Hyperliquid, Athena, Ethereum, Solana, Lighter, decentralized exchange if you missed that. Pepe, Zcash, Ontology Gas, and Grass. I want to look at this Ontology Gas. I do always have to keep kind of bringing myself back to a baseline. And remember, I do this every day. So much of this for me is just like second nature and normal. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. You might have to get my attention. If I'm not paying attention, if you kind of say something to Melissa, my mod, or Blues Guy, my mod, somebody will make sure. If you have a question and I'm not paying attention to the chat, somebody will make sure that I get to see it. All right. What do we got going on here? I will somehow, some why, and will too with your flare. Hi, I'm back. What's up, Minecraft for kids? Welcome in, welcome in. I'm not all about Minecraft. Well, your name is Minecraft for kids, so people are gonna think that. Little UG Junior, what you buying, little man? You mean crypto? Yeah, they mean crypto. This is a crypto stream, buddy. He owns a little bit of a couple of things. He has some of that Lumina, mostly to hold, so he can get the reward on the game. But hey, if that thing slaps, actually really should check that out. I'm gonna do that next. Let's talk about ontology gas, though. First of all, I don't know like what rock I've been living under. What in the world is ontology, and how do I not know about it? Token generation event says it's back in 2018, but like, that's really weird. Like, it goes back to 2018, but it was absolutely flat until 2023, and then it just like was suddenly a thing. This must be the real token generation event here. It's got $69 million in its market cap, a billion max supply, and 478 million circulating supply, meaning it's coming up very closely to 50% of the max supply being in circulating supply. It is its own thing. It is a layer 1 smart contract. I don't want to go to the Explorer. Do they not have like a foundation like website or something? Oh, here we are. I'm just clicking the wrong buttons. Never mind me. Blues Guy said kids don't want crypto. Hey. I mean, it's kind of true. It depends on the age, right? We say kids, but you know, that's all kinds of different ages, right? Yeah, he owns a little bit of Lumina. He says, oh man, he owns some Lumina. This kid is based. hey, yeah. He definitely is always watching to see what I'm doing. He's with the DeFi gaming, I tell you that. He's played Kindra, Lumina, what's the other? Sunflower Land. He's played a bunch of those. So the trust layer for Web3. Powering decentralized identity, reputation, and secure communication for users and builders in Web3. It's a trust layer for Web3. Is this ontology? Am I the only one who doesn't recognize this off rip? I mean, remember I do this every day, so it's a little weird, but this thing came out of nowhere. Trend shift, but trust, privacy, and user controls are always essential. I mean, it's a fact. They got the use case. They have a lot of competition. Why use the ontology blockchain, right? So yeah, they got to show us their own thing here because there's a ton of security solutions out there. High performance, low cost. That's always good. Beyond EVM compatibility. That's really good. They got Neo VM and Wasm. So they are in some different ecosystems. They can help in secure sovereign identity. Some DID. All right, I get the point now. We can move on from that. It's a useful thing when a project is building. A lot of times I wouldn't say outsource, but they look to somebody else to help them with their security. Let's go take a look at Lumina because I'm just curious. Lumina has been building quite a few things and launching them recently, so I wonder what it's doing. Are we over $2? Yes. I was buying this at like $1.20 or something like that. What were these lows here? Got to flip it back to price, out of market cap, almost to $1 million market cap. I got in this thing at 500,000, so we're probably gonna see it easily go over $1 million. I don't know how it doesn't. And like, you know, people who understand, people who really get the power of the tokenomics. I know I talk about it constantly, but people who really get the power of the tokenomics understand how fast this thing can be worth $50. Real talk. Like, it can really happen so fast if the right sentiment and the right exposure comes for that project. It can absolutely moon. And the game is good. Like, the game is genuinely good. I've seen games that are way lamer get way more attention, so I think it could do nice. Let's see. Yep, that grinding on my Luminas right now. Good. Get him started early. He'll retire before his peers, most likely. I'll have you know, I almost have $80. Yes, he's very. My son is. He sells things online just like we do, and he's pretty good at making money. He's got more money than any 8-year-old I know. That's for sure. Let's see, Melissa. I had to learn the hard way and late. It's a blessing for kids today who have parents teaching them about investing early. For real, nobody taught me. I don't ever talk about this, but nobody taught me any of this stuff as far as family or anything like that goes. I went and found all this stuff myself. Is it currency of Lumina going to go to the moon? It might. I mean, like, it really might, especially if DeFi gaming gets a lot of exposure and there's a lot of good games out. And people like me on the internet keep talking about it and trying to push it. Not that I have a huge following, but some people have much bigger followings. It really could. It's not even gone to $1 million. We see meme coins with nothing go to, $100 million. Why wouldn't a game with great tokenomics could easily go to that kind of thing? Anyways, man, if you just have to think about what the price of Illumina would be if it went to millions, if there was like even $10 million in there. We'll have to do some moon math later. I love doing some moon math, but let's talk about that fear and greed index, right? That number in the back of your mind. It did the thing I didn't want it to do, guys. It did exactly what I didn't want it to do. The sentiment went crazy too fast. This to me says we're going to need to cool off. It doesn't mean we're going to need to dump. Sideways would be the most optimal. But I'm telling you, everybody's cheering for crazy pumps. Like, let's go back to 100,000. If you have some time in markets, you will know if we go straight to like 80, 90,000 right now, we're going to have huge corrections. We'd rather do it the right way. Let the sentiment kind of fizzle back to neutral, maybe even the tiniest bit of fear as people watch the sentiment cool off and they're worried about it dumping, right? Oh no, maybe the bear market's not over, right? And then we kind of pull back up. And then we just kind of go back and forth in this range here for like a couple of months, really. And then we can continue with some gusto. But the market's going to do whatever it's going to do. I'm just saying what I would like to see happen as far as what I believe to be the most healthiest for, a continued move without drastic pullbacks. So let's get over here to Crypto Rank, take a look at what is trending. But before we do, I want to tell you about some things you might not know. So are we going higher, says John316. Welcome in, by the way, John316. Are we going higher? I don't know. In what time frame? Like for the rest of the year, in the next week, tonight, next hour? Like what do you mean? So I can answer your question a little bit better. But assuming you just mean in general, I think we're going to go higher. But don't be surprised if we got to cool off a little bit. If we cool off and just go sideways, that is a great look. Like that's like the best case scenario. That's what we want. Just cool off. It's like when you go sideways, you get the cool off in the market without the dramatic price pullback, right? And everything can kind of reset. Your RSIs, stochastic RSIs, all of those things can cool off and reset. Sentiment can cool off and reset. And then we can get the next move in a healthy manner. If we just keep pumping right now, we're going to come down hard. We've already pumped really, really hard. So I just want to put my 2 cents out there right now. John316 says smash the like button. Appreciate you saying that. I would love it if everybody would smash the like button. Make sure they're subscribed. Join the free Discord. I have a membership, $3 a month. I don't shill it probably near enough. Get custom emojis that I made with my own hands, right? And you get access to the member-only live stream. As we heat up, those members-only live streams are going to happen Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday after your already scheduled stream for people who want to ask questions and do things. And you get access to that for $3 a month. Also, you get early access to videos when I put them out. And as we heat up, I'll be putting out more videos, right? Let's talk about what's trending over here on Crypto Rank, because think about it. Money came into the market, a large amount of money. Where are we going from here? Crypto IQ. All right, I'm trying to dial all this in and paint a picture for you. So now we need to think, where is money going to rotate? What categories and niches are going to run? And then when that stops running, where is the money going to run to next? So I think the first step there is to pay attention to what is trending. That doesn't mean what is necessarily pumping. Like, look, eCash right here, it's trending, but it's down 2% today. So it's not top gainers, top losers. It's what is trending, what is being searched in the search engines. That's what we're looking at. And then, of course, Crypto Rank is great at showing us things that are not quite out yet. And we've seen coins come through here and then token generate. And we knew what they were, talked about their founders, knew all about them weeks in advance, sometimes a month in advance. Lighter is one of those projects, you know. What is it? Zama was another one of those projects that we knew about way before they ever actually launched a token. That means when it comes out, everybody's crazy about it. Everybody's trying to figure out what it is. And we already know who the founders are and what they've done. So lock in, everybody, because it's going to be fun, this bull market. 75K. Look. Oh, man. Do we need to bounce over there? Hold on. Let's move over to TradingView. I appreciate you letting me know, Sunny Little Tree. Let's go over. Yeah, we just wicked to... Whoa. I am on a perpetual contract for Weex. It shouldn't be that different, but we probably will shift this over to a regular Bitcoin. Let's go move this something else. I'm not worried about redoing TA. I didn't do that much there. Let's do spot for Coinbase. I like that. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, they show... Okay, it does show pretty much the same thing. It's different by like maybe $100, $50. So that's good to know as well. Oh, wow, I have alerts and all kinds of things on here that never went off. That was helpful. Wow, I have a lot of lines here. Let's delete everything. All right, cool. So yeah, here you go. This thing is pumping like crazy. Let's bring it into the hour. We've been as high as 74,868. Call it 75,000. I'm cool with that. And look, we're doing the same thing. We're giving a little bit of time for this 21 to get close. A little bit of time, and this 21's getting close. And then you get the move. Man, if we run super fast, I would be a little concerned about us having to come down and cool off in a dramatic way. So hopefully we can just chill out. Look how far, where's all my lifers at? Look how far the 21 is from price action. It's pretty far, and there's not a lot holding you up on the VRVP here either. And we were just talking about this here. Since we switched charts, let me redraw the measured move for that inverted head and shoulder. And like, look at that. When I put this measured move on this head and shoulder, I was like, it can do it. I know it can because I trust the pattern, but like, wow. That would be crazy if we were suddenly back at 75,000. And then here we are, practically back at 75,000. Shout out to Sunny Little Tree for bringing that to our attention. That is the power of community. Want to harp on that real quick for a minute. That is what we are set out to build. If you know anybody who loves cryptocurrency, if you meet somebody who loves cryptocurrency, it doesn't have to always be somebody who's I don't want to say clueless, but who doesn't have a high crypto IQ. Sometimes it can just be people who love crypto, because we want people who love crypto, know everything about it, and we want people who are brand new and need some direction, right? They don't need financial advice, but maybe some education, some direction. We would like to be here to give you that. All right, let me get back over. So Neo Soul, everybody see Neo Soul? Good. I'm going to make sure I'm on the right frame before I start talking here. So NeoSol is an AI agent network and configurable trading workbench built on BNB chain and OGs. In the chat, I want everybody to do a little bit of brainstorming for me. So what categories and niches do you think are going to be the first ones to run? Is it going to be meme coins? Decentralized exchange coins, centralized exchange coins, privacy coins? Is it going to be AI coins? And AI has a ton of different niches inside AI agents, you know, resources, things like Bless or Grass. What do you think is going to be the hottest categories to pump first? Like the first one or two categories that are going to do really well before the money rotates into other things. Let's start brainstorming. Let's start thinking as a community. I want to do a little bit more like challenging thought activity for the community to brainstorm, so that we can kind of not just hear what I'm saying, but as a community listen to what everybody else is saying as well. I think it's going to be highly valuable. We have a lot of really smart people here in the room. All right. I will right now cool off so I can buy BTC. No trust me, bro. No trust me, bro coins. That's hilarious, John 360. I like the way you put that. Pump, dude. Yep, there you go. Oh, let's see. Sunny Little Tree says, I love crypto. Yep, all of us crypto people are about to get our days in the sun back. We've had days in the sun before. When I first came into crypto, it was all days on a tropical beach because I came in right before a pretty big bull market. And then there were days in the cold Arctic desert for a long time. AI agent network and configurable trading workbench built on BNB chain and zero gravity labs. This is Neo Sol. I love to see that it is BNB chain, but then zero G, right? Zero gravity labs is kind of thrown in there. I'm pretty sure that's what they're referring to. Let's see if they spell it out for us. No, not necessarily. Let's go look at their website. This is neosol.ai. Look at that thing. Look at those graphics. Looks pretty cool. I like their symbol. It's like infinity plus a little more infinity loops around forever. Double infinity. All right. Towards the future of agentic trading. NeoSol is building trust infrastructure for autonomous trading. We make AI decisions measurable, capital controllable, and market outcome verifiable. Total agents about 4.3 million, agent activity about 14.5 million, and token consumption. Wow, that's a lot of tokens. Look at that number. So there's some metrics for you, from intelligence to verifiable execution. NeoSol connects agent intelligence, deterministic capital controls, and verifiable market execution through open infrastructure where autonomous agents operate within user-defined boundaries. Build with leading brands. Run the trading loop towards the verifiable agentic trading. So what else do we want to see? Create your own agent, control your capital, set your wallet permissions, capital limits. So this is a big dashboard. In my opinion, when it comes to AI agents and stuff, this is what we need. We need like a really nice dashboard where everything can be API'd together and we can see what we're doing. You can see multiple wallets. You can see what your agent has permission to do, what they don't have permission to do. We got to simplify the agentic AI agent type, whatever. If it's trading, if it's MEV attacking, I don't know. Whatever you're doing, you need to be able to see it all together in a simple way for a normal retail, right? Normal retail are not developers. They've raised about 11 million. No tier 1 backers yet. And let's see, do we have any founders? No, we don't have any founder information. We're going to be back to paying attention to some information that hasn't been highly important for a while. We're going to get back into the swing of a lot of that. Let's talk about Zero Stack because, whoa, they've raised $1 billion. And they are a NASDAQ-listed corporate treasury focused on holding decentralized AI tokens. We saw Strategy. Let's see, is Strategy on the trending today? It's not, but it was the other day. Strategy doing something kind of tokenization of some sort, raising money. They're basically raising money to buy more Bitcoin. I mean, we all know that's what Michael Saylor's MO is. Real crypto was meant to be private, not public. That's what cryptography is. Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Cryptography is that privacy itself, the ability to be anonymous through cryptography is the basis of crypto. Anyways, Zero Stack is a treasury company. They're going to stack coins. They're not going to just be like Michael Saylor's only Bitcoin and Tommy Lee is only Ethereum. Zero Stack's going to be just, I guess, whatever they want to buy. Concrete. It's been a while since I've seen Concrete, right? They've raised $17 million here. Automated DeFi Vault protocol for optimized yield generating and liquidation protection. Sounds like something you would need. Let's see who's in on this. Tier 1s, Polychain Capital, YZI Labs, which is basically Binance Incubator, and this Venik Venture. I don't hear about them a lot, but they're a tier 1. We got a founder team, bullish. When a project doesn't even have a founder team, it's a little concerning. Can we check on how much the currency Lumina is? I already did. It's $2 and what? Let's see how good my memory is. $2.23. Oh, it might have moved, but I didn't think about that. It can change. Let's refresh it. $2.27 is exactly what it's at right now. So, I mean, we first bought this. I think it was $1.20, $1.30 maybe. So we're almost up $1 on every coin, which is a good start. Trust me, this is nothing compared to what this thing can do under the right circumstances. All right, not clicking the right stuff here. Let's go look at the website for Concrete. Concrete was an interesting project. The future of on-chain finance. It is obviously very financial. I think, going back to my question that I was asking people about what categories are likely to move a lot, I think it's going to be a lot of financial stuff at first, for sure. Railgun is integrating with Pulse Chain. Railgun is privacy. I remember when Railgun came about. I sure do. Institutional grade on-chain infrastructure, generating yield from any asset on any chain. Sounds quite promising. I like that they've updated their website. Assets can remain in custody of centralized finance platforms while earning yield on concrete infrastructure. Concrete Enterprise is offering institutional grade solutions for industry leaders. Again, who are they targeting? Who are they building themselves to help? Institutions, enterprise. Make no mistake, they are way, way, way past being here or showing up. They're entrenched now. And I don't think it'll ever be a world where they're not entrenched in the crypto assets, right? It's a done deal. So that's a ETH-based rollup, not a layer 1. The best privacy chain are native layers, one coin with their own tech stack and infrastructure. Yeah, like the one that Prime Minister had showed us. He showed us a coin that we bought a little bit of. He even was generous enough to throw us a little bit of it. Very nice guy with all that he shared with us, and even he basically airdropped us some of the coins. That was pretty cool. Let's talk about poochers, right? Stablecoin powered multi-currency wallet and virtual card provider for global payments. So we have institutional services as a category, right? Anything that serves the institution. It could be protecting their wallets, helping them run a node on Ethereum. It could be doing anything for them in any way. A service for institutions and big investors, right? Then we have the whole payment rails. Let's just call it a payment rail category. Tons of subcategories, tons of sub niches. Stablecoins being kind of the biggest category inside of that. Stablecoin powered multi-currency wallet with virtual card provider for global payments. So more people getting into the whole payments game. There's not a whole lot to say about it as far as anything exciting. The main takeaway here is they are really focusing on across Africa, or the continent of Africa, which is a huge use case. If they can figure out how to really get into the marketing there, they can do some crazy numbers. Poolfish. Let's talk about Poolfish. I thought Poolfish was cool. It's just a liquidity pool calculator and position tracker for Uniswap v3 and v4. I'd love to see more of this kind of stuff. I remember back in the day when I would like Google like BNB calculator or something, you know, so I could like put how much BNB I needed or was using and then actually see how much it was worth in US dollar, because most of your wallets and stuff, they would display, you know, how much BNB you have, but nowadays we're very spoiled, and in your wallet it'll say right next to it like how much that's worth in US dollars or whatever currency, but it didn't used to do that. So I love these kind of techie little, I almost treat them like they're physical gadgets, like a calculator. They're not, obviously they're digital, but I love to see that stuff coming out, because when you need something like that, you don't think about a liquidity pool calculator until you're trying to figure out a liquidity pool yield, and then you really need one, and you'll be glad. It's like I used to say this about DePIN, decentralized infrastructure, just infrastructure all the time. Nobody cares about financial infrastructure. Nobody cares about a bridge until you're desperately trying to figure out how to get your money over to another ecosystem because you see or have heard of an opportunity and you're trying to move quickly. But because you didn't raise your crypto IQ, and because you didn't have the information already, you're floundering to figure out what bridge to use for what ecosystem and this, that, and the other, and you're doing everything quickly, and a lot of people lose money that way. They click, you know, wallet draining links. They use bridges that are fake. Like they mess it up in general, right? Like they just do the wrong stuff and lose their money. because they didn't know how to do anything ahead of time, and they waited until it was crunch time. They see an opportunity and they're trying to rush over to another ecosystem out of the ecosystem that they're used to using, like Ethereum or something, and then all of a sudden they make silly mistakes because they don't know what they're doing. But that's how you learn. Don't get me wrong. Like, that is how you learn. Let's talk about Ripple Prime. Institutional. Wow. Everything institutional right now, and I've been saying it for months. Institutional multi-asset prime brokerage offering execution, clearing, and financing on XRPL. This is obviously Ripple and the expansion of Ripple. Who's in here? Who believes in this? Coinbase Ventures believes in this, right? Or they wouldn't throw their money down. FTX Ventures, Ripple Corporation is in there. Fluent Trading. It's a very weird name for a trading, but whatever. $1.7 billion raised for this. Somebody believes they're going to do something. And I'm going to throw this one up just because it's fun. Constitutional DAO. They want to buy the Constitution or something. I don't know why we need to do that. People is a token of single-purpose DAO that is aimed to buy one of the original documents of the U.S. Constitution. I don't know why we need to do this. Like, it sounds cool. I think somebody thought that this was like a really cool use case back in the day for like crypto. If the government has it, they'll protect it like with the military, you know? So let's just let them protect it with the military. I don't know why we need it. We could take a picture of it. We could be educated. We can know what the document says, but we don't have to own it, because where's the foundation? Who owns it? Are they going to have high security? Are they just going to let somebody steal it? All of those things. What is it? Oh, this is a meme coin, isn't it? Yeah, Nero. I remember this one. Like Prime Minister was saying, when you start seeing these old meme coins start pumping, you know money is flowing in. And here's a serious thought about old meme coins pumping. People who were in crypto a long time ago, aka like 3 years ago, who left, coming back in, what coins do you think that they have in their mind? What coin do you think they're going to look up? They're going to buy a little bit of what? Doge, Shiba Inu, some of these other more, obscure but old meme coins. Those are the ones that they remember. A lot of them have been checked out for a while. So let's definitely keep that on the radar. Let's talk about some things you may not know. Institutions are pumping our bags right now. Then they're going to try to sell on retail. That's why you're positioned early, LFG. Exactly. You get it. Absolutely. Not telling people what to do. Do your own research. LOL, just research-based facts. Yeah, good tech here. People going to wait till it's too late to buy them. AI is going to do some serious damage in the future to weak chains. Yeah, absolutely. 74 now. Guys, I think bull is here. Yeah, I think so. And I'm ready. Like I said, I've been positioning spot bags. Let's see if we can turn a little bit into a lot of bit. So a flash loan. Let's lock in. All right. This is not even the intro. Well, this is the intro, but this is not the story orientated intro for the lesson. This is just what you may not know, because we were getting a little long on the intro. Anyways, you may not know this, but flash loan is not automatically an exploit. It is a legitimate uncollateralized loan that must be repaid within one atomic transaction. Calling something a flash loan attack may describe the attacker's source of temporary capital without actually identifying the faulty assumption. So if we say, hey, there was a flash loan, well, the flash loan, this is definitely some raise your IQ sauce. The flash loan itself was just the attacker getting capital from somewhere. The actual weakness that they exploited with that money, with that flash loan, what they exploited with it is actually the attack, not the flash loan. And a lot of times the headlines just absolutely fail to understand that, understandably, because they don't have high crypto IQ. Most of these people writing these, stories that have to do with cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, they have no idea what they're talking about, guys. 99.9999% of them. An audited protocol can still be compromised through an admin key, unsafe upgrade, Oracle configuration, front-end dependency, or a newly added contract outside of the audit scope. An Oracle is not necessarily one company feeding prices into a contract. It is any mechanism a protocol uses to learn information it cannot independently determine. Bridge does not literally move the same token between blockchains. That's not how a bridge works. Hopefully you guys have got educated on that here. If not, we'll do it again. Many designs lock or burn value on one side and authorize corresponding value on another. What is the difference between a bridge and an atomic swap? An atomic swap is much more desirable than, say, a bridge token. Governance can be exploited without breaking its voting code. If voting power can be concentrated quickly enough, the system may legitimately execute a hostile proposal. That is the problem we saw with Bonk. A protocol can lose funds while every validator, block transaction, and cryptographic signature functions correctly. Meaning bad things can happen because people know how to exploit, not because the blockchain's doing anything it's not supposed to. Sometimes safeguards are just not there. Look at Bonk. I'm going to keep using Bonk as an example. All right. I'm getting 2021 vibes. Let's go. I'm saying. I believed for a while that, like, at some point we're going to get, like, a super cycle. Just a super cycle is really just to say a lot of people are going to get wise and they're going to come running into the market. That's what it is. And it's going to FOMO for maybe longer than normal. It'll probably still fall within the 4-year cycle, but what if it doesn't? What if it stays bullish like 8 years and we have 8-year cycles or something? That would be pretty crazy. All right. Man, if we have 8-year cycles, can you imagine the bear markets? People really will check out. Let's talk about what we're going to talk about tonight, because as much as I love looking at what's trending and the pumps and all that stuff, we want to work in an element of raising your crypto IQ, that you have a bunch of value compounding. Hey, they said that compounding, what is it, the 9th wonder of the world is compounding finances? Well, compounding knowledge here at Underground Crypto, right? I want you guys to learn a little something every day until you look back a year from now and you go, holy crap, I know so much about blockchain technology and all these crypto related things that nobody around me knows. And it was fed to you in little bite-sized pieces every day. So let's lock in. And one thing I really want to say before we lock in and get in this, don't think that you can't understand this stuff. It is not as complicated as you would make yourself believe before even trying. So let's try. Crypto reporting compresses every loss into like one word: hack. Even though most of the time it's phishing, but if you said phishing, too many of the world population don't know what phishing is. It's crazy, but they don't. That makes users focus on the size of the drain or the hack instead of the security assumption that failed, right? So we focus on, oh my God, $300 million were taken, and we don't focus on how $300 million were taken. It's like if somebody robbed a bank and all the headlines were like, they robbed, the biggest bank in the world, they got away with $1 billion. Everybody be like, wow, $1 billion, that's crazy. Like, if they get away with it, and we don't even focus on how they managed to pull it off, right? We need to focus on how the bank heist happened, not so much how much money they got away with, right? If the diagnosis is wrong, the proposed defense will also be wrong, right? So if they don't understand what happened and what went wrong, when they try to fix it, they're not going to fix it. Another audit cannot fix a stolen admin key. A stronger multi-signature cannot repair broken pool mathematics. You have to actually know what's wrong before you start fixing it. It seems like a no-brainer, but we've seen this not necessarily be played out well. Yep, J-Dub in the building says almost 75K now. It's going, guys. We've been talking. Why do you think I've been here for months and months and months and months and months doing this show? I know it's going to happen eventually. Even if this pulls back or something like that and fizzles out, God forbid this pump fizzles out, it's still coming. Yep, J-Dub, we about to break out. I do believe that. It's moving super fast. I was 70K when I woke up this morning. Yep, BTC outperforming ETH is kind of annoying, but whatever. Yeah, that is low. That is crazy low-key. Yeah, BTC has been outperforming ETH for a long time. ETH has its moments in the sun, though. Don't think it won't. Yeah, it will move down most likely. It's always BTC first, then alts. Yep, then ETH, then alts. That's the rotation, guys. If you want an altcoin season, Bitcoin has to do well. Go sideways, pump, go sideways, pump. Very minimal, very small pullbacks. If any, then ETH can start running because people start taking all the money that they made in Bitcoin and they start running into Ethereum because that is seen as higher risk, more reward, but not as risky as like meme coins. Then if they make a bunch of money on Ethereum, now they have a ton of capital to run into all the real altcoins. And that goes all the way down to your highly speculative meme coins. That is the rotation of money to get to what we commonly know as an altcoin season. The shift here is we got to stop beginning with how much money was stolen in a hack. I would love to see the headlines do that, but they're not going to because big numbers get people's attention. We got to reconstruct the hack path, right? What access did the hackers obtain? We got to ask higher crypto IQ questions. What assumption did the protocol accept? How was the value extracted? Which control failed to stop or limit it? Separate the tool from the mechanism and the mechanism from the root cause. Payoff here. The viewers of this stream can interpret, exploit reports more accurately. Become a better speculator in the market. That's what we're trying to do. And if you don't understand what went wrong, then you don't understand if they fixed it. If you understand what went wrong in an exploit, in a hack, especially if you're holding that token and you're bullish on that token, and then you see them come out and they have like a proposed fix for the problem, and then you look at it and you go, well, this has nothing to do with what actually happened, then you're probably going to have more exploits down the line. Investors can ask better questions right before depositing assets. Builders can apply defense to the correct layers. Communities can become less vulnerable to misleading claims, such as the smart contracts were audited. We see that all the time. They were audited. When? By who? What has been added to the contracts since the audit? Because anything that's been added, any upgrades that have been added to the contracts haven't been audited. So you can't sweep those under the rug and kind of add them to your website like, oh, these were audited when they weren't. And no private keys were stolen, right? So our talking point here is, what does drained actually mean? It means you lost all your money. Spoiler alert. A protocol drain means assets or claims on assets leave the system in a way that violates the intended economic rules. It did not go as planned. Let's put it like that. Everyone thought Mike Saylor was selling was the end. He got them good, yeah. And he's just been on a crazy promotional video, stint right now. He's on a campaign. He's on a MicroStrategy campaign. Michael Saylor. I like to call him MicroStrategy for some reason, and I'm really hoping it sticks. Can we all just agree to call him MicroStrategy? Oh, it's so much better. Anyways, so what happens when drains, right? Directly missing tokens, unbacked tokens or stable coins, bad debt left to the depositor, a broken asset peg, insolvent liquidity pools, and unauthorized control over protocol reserves. The attacker does not always withdraw everything immediately. Sometimes the first observable result is an accounting hole that becomes visible only when the user attempts to redeem it. The three-part exploit equation. Now we're really going to lock in and get some sauce, right? Put your thinking caps on. Most protocol drain require three things: access, broken assumptions, we're talking technical here, not like somebody thinking, and extraction route. They got to be able to get the money to move and get it out. So access would be a public contract function. Think about smart contract, layer ones, contracts. That's what we mean by contracts. A public contract function, a privileged role, Oracle update, bridge message, or governance proposal. A broken assumption is a price is accurate, a signer understands the transaction, two accounting values remain synchronized, or a message truly comes from another chain. Extraction route is borrowing real collateral, minting unbacked assets, withdrawing excess shares, or releasing locked bridge funds. A dangerous bug without reachable access may remain dormant, right? Because there's a bug, but the bug doesn't quite allow them to get to the money, so it goes unknown. Access without a broken assumption may do harm. A broken accounting state memory, think memory when you see state, a broken accounting memory without an execution route may create disruption without a direct profit. So they can cause a ruckus, but they don't have any way to get out. It's like you could break into the bank, but you can't get out with any of the money. So then like you might not reveal that you have a way to get into the bank, because you don't have a way to get out with all the money. So like you don't want people to know until you can figure out how you're going to get out with the money. I'm trying to use a metaphor that'll make sense to you guys. I love that when we start the education, we go from like 18 people to 11. It just goes to show that you can lead a horse to water, but you can never make him drink the water. Code and accounting failures. These occur when the smart contract internal rules fail to preserve an important invariant. An invariant is something that must remain true after every transaction. For example, total legitimate withdrawal claims cannot exceed available assets. A user cannot redeem more value than they deposited plus early yield. Collateral must remain worth more than the debt it supports. Only authorized roles can mint or upgrade assets, and internal balances must match real token balances. The common failures include re-entry and unexpected callback behavior. And I know this is a little techie, guys. Incorrect access control, precision loss and biased rounding, share price manipulation, unchecked external calls, state updates occurring in the wrong order, two pieces of accounting drifting apart. The educational key here is the specific line of faulty code matters less than the invariant that line allows the attacker to violate. So the specific line of faulty code is not as important as the invariant that the line allows the attacker to violate. So the faulty code's not as important as what they're able to do with the faulty code, to say it another way. Compromised administrative control. Many DeFi applications are upgradable. The difference between an immutable contract and an upgradable contract. The visible contract may point to an implementation that authorized administrators can replace. Administrative capabilities can include upgrading contract logic, approving new collateral, changing Oracle addresses, pausing or unpausing activity, moving treasury assets, minting tokens, changing bridge validators, and adjusting risk limits. If an attacker obtains those privileges, audited public functions may be completely irrelevant. The attacker can change the rules or use legitimate authority destructively. Important question here. Let's see. Wow, 50,000 vibe. Yeah, people are FOMOing in so hard right now. Michael Saylor is sitting somewhere with a very big grin on his face. So important questions to ask here. Is control held by one key or a multi-signature wallet, right? Can one key get a hacker fisher into what they want to get into, or do they require a multi-signature wallet that's more difficult? How many signatures are required? 2, 3, 18, 100? Are the signers operationally independent? Is the public time lock before upgrades execute? Is there like a time lock before the upgrades go into effect? That means that they would have time to catch somebody trying to manipulate things. A time lock would be highly important. Can one role both propose and execute a charge, or is there some checks and balances to where one person proposes stuff and another person clears it for execution? That would be good checks and balances. Can emergency authority become permanent authority? Well, That's on a lot of different levels. Emergency authorities becoming permanent authorities. If you know, you know. Oracles and economic manipulation. A lending protocol cannot personally inspect the real value of collateral. It relies on an oracle or an on-chain market. So think data feed, a feed of data to an ecosystem, right? And if the data being fed into the smart contract is not accurate, well, then it can open itself up for maximum extractable value at the very least. So the danger increases when the protocol trusts a single low liquidity trading pool, an instantaneous spot price, stale data that's not always being upgraded, incorrect decimal settings, a price that can move dramatically inside one block, a token whose market can be controlled with not a lot of money, cheaply, right? With whoever's trying to control it, not a lot of money. Like, think about this. They took over, Bonk in the DAO with about $4 million. That's not a lot of money. There's plenty of people in the world who would have had enough money if they knew what they were doing and had the idea. There's enough people out there who had enough money that, they could have pulled it off themselves. An attacker may temporarily push the reported value of the collateral upwards, borrow real assets against the artificial value, and then leave the protocol with bad debt when the price remains to normal. So they push the price up, borrow against it, they get real assets that they borrowed, and then the protocol itself gets stuck with all of the debt when it comes back down to the real price. Defense includes multiple independent price sources, time-weighted prices, staleness check, minimum liquidity requirements, borrowing caps, circuit breakers, limits on how quickly collateral values can change. Let's talk about bridge and message validation failures, right? We're talking about all the things that can go wrong in a quote-unquote drain. We hear it, they drained X amount of money from this bridge, or they drained X amount of money from this protocol. But what in the world does that even mean? And then everybody focuses on the number value. So we're going to take a small break here because I really would like to get through this educational purpose. We are rolling into an hour and a half of being live here. Let's check out this chat. Imagine being sidelined, right? Exactly. So many dumped and left during that period. Yep. Exactly. And so many people are unwilling to raise that crypto IQ. Don't let it be you. Gainers and losers. Let's refresh it. Let's make sure we have real numbers here. So Athena is up 27%, Pump.Fun up 25%, Monad up almost 20%, 18%, Curve DAO, Coinbase Wrapped XRP. That's an interesting one. XRP itself is up 14%, and Stacks up 13%. Nice. So losers here: Humanity, Official Trump, World Liberty Finance, Jito, Monero, and a few others. This Figure HELOC, if you know, you know. Just look at what Figure HELOC is by market cap. Great use for blockchain technology. Anyways, what we will move on to here is we'll take a look at some blockchain revenue. Let's see if we have any data from the 19th. Look at that. Let's zoom in here. Make sure we're all the way forward. Take a look at this. So we had a positive revenue across the board of about $10 million on the 19th. Hyperliquid made $4.3 million on just yesterday. Just yesterday, they made $4.3 million. I tell you, Hyperliquid as a protocol is optimized for making money. They are making money hand over fist. Is it all just because they have, a lot of people using it, or is it because the fees are high? I don't know. I don't use directly, I'm sure I touch some of the Hyperliquid ecosystem stuff, but I don't sit on Hyperliquid's main DEX or something like that and really look at it. Canton Canton on the radar with 1.4. Let's go look at Canton. So if you come down here, we can pick something like 7 days. Let's do 7 days. I'm not used to seeing Canton on here being reported. We'll hit total revenue so we get these in order here. Well, who made Fogo? Fogo made $5. Now, Fogo is literally built to reduce fees. It's reduced. It has drastically reduced some fees because $5, I don't think anybody's using it at all. Anyways, in the last 7 days, Canton Network has outperformed Hyperliquid. Is that a real thing? That came out of nowhere. I didn't see that coming. This is why we look at data. Wow. So I don't know what's been going on, but it seems to me like Canton Network was not being like reported, and now they have it integrated and it's actually reporting, because I would have noticed if Canton was number one. They've made almost $50 million in the last month. Canton Network. Hyperliquid's made about $32 million. Tron, $26.8 million. Solana's made about $20 million. And then it goes down. Look, ETH is under 10. Everybody says, oh, ETH fees are so high. And revenue can come from more than places than just gas fees. But Canton is making good money. Makes me want to invest in them, because if they make money, people are going to want to buy them. Let's look at the crypto ETF real quick. Hex Down Under says, yo, brother, load up on Pulse Chain coins. Liberty Swap Finance is the place. Get a bag. There you go. Had a chance to buy Hype at $2. That memory haunts me. Yeah, I'm sure. Just like many of coins. Many of coins. And welcome back, Reliable J. And Hex Down Under. Yep. Definitely some sauce there. Liberty Swap Finance is the place to get a bag. Had a chance to buy BTC at $4. Don't let it bother you. Hey, I hate to tell this story, and I'm not going to tell the story, but just know that, like, I tried to buy $20 worth of Bitcoin when I was like 19 for 50 cents. And I've thought about this for so long. I'm pretty sure the problem was crypto was so new back in those times. I was trying to use Kraken. I think my bank kept stopping the transaction from going through, like a fraud prevention, and I was too young. I didn't understand. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, and I think my bank's fraud prevention is the reason why I do not own many Bitcoin. I don't know how to feel about that. I don't want to think about it anymore, guys. Let's move on. Let's see. So inflows, ETF, inflows, outflows. I love that you can toggle all of them off and just click something like Bitcoin. Bang. Of course, Bitcoin's going to have, the biggest numbers. We had on the 18th, we had 300 million basically come into that ETF, about 200 million come in on the 19th. But let's go look at something like ETH. You'll see similar good days, but the numbers are going to be lower. 35 million and 81 million on the 19th. That's good stuff. Let's look at XRP. Same thing. All positive inflows, but XRP had about 2.6 million, where on the 18th and 19th they had about 4.7 million. And we'll get the numbers for today, tomorrow. It's always kind of a day behind. But let's get back to the education real quick. So, bridge and message validation failures. A bridge usually depends on a message stating that something happened on another blockchain, right? The destination system must answer a bunch of questions. Was the source chain event real? Like, can we validate that it really happened? Was it finalized, if you understand how a blockchain works? Did the correct validator approve it? Was the message already used? Are they double messaging, right? Does the amount match what was locked or burned on the other side? Are the relayers and off-chain services trustworthy? If a false message is accepted, the destination may mint an unbacked token, unbacked because the actual money isn't backing it, right? Or release assets that should remain locked up. This creates a key distinction. A secure source chain and secure destination chain do not automatically create a secure bridge between them. So just because the source is secure and the destination is secure doesn't mean everything happening in between is on the up and up. The bridge introduces its own verifier, contracts, operators, and operational assumptions, basically a bunch of third-party stuff. This is why bridges have lost the most money than anything else in crypto. Governance capture. So governance turns voting power into executable authority. That authority may control treasuries, upgrades, collateral listings, and protocol parameters. A governance attack asks whether an attacker can obtain enough influence quickly and enough to pass a harmful proposal. Bonk automatically comes to mind. Of course, Hex is almost 300% on the month. They are doing very well. Exactly. Let's see. Hex Down Under says PDAI, or Pulse DAI, basically, is potentially new decentralized stablecoin. Yep, I've been around DAI a long time. P being the Pulse chain version. It says liked and subscribed. Welcome in, welcome in. Cheers to that. Thank you for being here. And this community is gonna grow. We're on the up and up. I know it. All right, I'm gonna go scope it out. Nice. Let me know what you find, guys. Remember, this is the power of community. Whatever you guys go and find, whatever you're into, please come post something about it. There's a lot of tabs in the Discord. The Discord is free. You can post in the main hangout, or if you want to look at the tabs on the side and find a tab that's maybe more correlated, like if you're posting about a game, you might want to post in the game DeFi tab. But either way, if you don't know where to post, just post in the main hangout. No worries. We would love to hear what you have to say. Just know that. We'd love to hear your opinion. Check the link if you see it. There are links in Discord, main hangout for Pulse Chain. Prime Minister, you have to scroll back to find it. Hey, if we have a lot of people come in from Pulse Chain community, I'll do that tonight. Let me write that down. Let me make a tab for Pulse Chain. We'll make a Pulse Chain tab so that you can post everything Pulse Chain related in one place. All right, so we're talking about governance here. A governance attack asks whether an attacker can obtain enough influence quickly enough to pass a harmful proposal. Bonk. Relevant controls include voting power snapshot, proposal threshold, minimum quorum, voting delays, execution time locks, delegation transparency, limit on emergency veto authority. Governance security involves a difficult trade-off. Strong emergency controls can stop malicious proposals, but they can also concentrate authority into a smaller group. That is problematic. And why flash loan attacks is often the wrong diagnosis. A flash loan can give an attacker temporary scale, liquidity, and it can allow them to move the price of a shallow market, accumulate temporary liquidity, combine several protocol actions atomically, test whether an invariant survives an extreme state, right? They're testing for weaknesses. But removing flash loans doesn't necessarily repair the underlying vulnerability. It just repairs the hacker's ability, the exploiter's ability to get liquidity. That's all you've solved, which is a part of it. And attackers with sufficient permanent capital could potentially reduce the same conditions. So if we got rid of flash loans, sure, some low-level bad guys would not be able to do stuff. But there's plenty of people out there with real capital who would still be able to exploit it with their own money. If the attacker had used their own money, would the protocol still have accepted the manipulated state? If yes, the root problem is the pricing, accounting, validation design, not the loan itself. Why an audit is evidence but not a guarantee. Again, we talk about things are audited, but at the same time, if more stuff is upgraded and new stuff is brought in after the audit, that stuff is not audited, right? They almost need to be audited like every time they do an update. Says I put it in the DeFi hangout. I love to see people using that Discord. Everything in crypto is cheap. Buy before BTC starts its run again come November. Wish you all gains. No ego here. Hey, Hex Down Under sounds like you are the perfect person for this community. The way you said no ego here, I love to talk about all of it. I don't care if people get really, really into one thing or another. That's their own prerogative and the beauty of people, right? They're not all the exact same. If people were all the same, this would be boring. Anyways, I love that sentiment, and I echo that. No ego here. Question about Pulse. Is Richard Hart still actively involved with his community? Prime Minister, we just did a whole series on that, and I would say he's kind of starting up being more talkative, and he's been a little bit quiet, but he had a lot of lawsuits and things going on. Somebody like Hex Down Under could probably tell you way more than me about it. They say Prove X didn't explode just yet, so guys, check that out. We're here to make money, not to be right. Exactly, Hex Down Under. Exactly. Why an audit is evidence but not a guarantee. We know what an audit is. That's where somebody checks over the code of a particular project or ecosystem. An audit examines a defined code base, version, deployment, and scope at a particular time. Once time moves on and different things happen, that audit could not be relevant to the new stuff. It may not cover future upgrades, operational key security. There you go. That doesn't typically wound up audited. Front-end infrastructure, governance, behavior, every external integration, economic conditions that did not exist during testing, contract deployed on another chain with different configurations. Ethereum's current security guidance recommends layered defenses, including access controls, secure governance, reduced complexity, monitoring, audits, and bug bounties. It also warns that unit testing alone is minimally effective because tests only examine scenarios developers thought to include. So if the developers don't think to include a certain scenario, well, then they're not testing that scenario. What happens after a drain? So coming full circle here. All that lawsuit stuff got dropped, I thought, when Trump came into office. It did all get dropped. It got dropped because they had no jurisdiction, because they couldn't prove a connection to America with what they were accusing him of, which is, Security Exchange Commission. The SEC couldn't prove that he had enough he had purposely targeted American investors. They couldn't prove it, and therefore it got dropped. I've been quiet. If I was gonna peg PDAI to $1, I'd be quiet if I was gonna peg PDI to $1. Government will hunt him down. We need government to show us their Clarity Act rules first before it can be pegged, avoiding their laws, etc. Okay, that's very interesting. But correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, Hex Down Under makes perfect sense. Yeah, it's bullcrap. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the usual regulation, government stuff. They love to attack people in crypto. They sure do. We've had a little bit of a change of guard. I'd be really interested to see the behavior in this next bull market, because we got rid of, the public seems to target like people like Gary Gensler and stuff. And I wouldn't say that they're wrong to do that, to blame them, specifically as a person. They are the head of that organization, so I don't think it's wrong to blame them, but I think that there's more entrenched interest. There's people above them. There's people with a lot of pull and stuff like that who basically tell them what to do, the people who got them into the position. So is the new people, what we call the change of guard, are they going to do roughly the same things? Are they going to do the same things with different talking points? Because I don't really care. For me, I'm good at looking at what people say and then looking at what they do. And you will find a lot of times when you have a change of guard, the talking points, the way they present things, the way they talk and stuff will change dramatically, but the actions that actually get carried out will be relatively the same if there's not a legitimate change in guard. And this is government, guys, so you know how that goes. Your friend Somi, he will keep you in the loop daily. Where is that at, Hex Down Under? Is that like on Twitter? Or where is that? I assume you mean Twitter, but I should ask just for the sake of it. He will keep you in the loop. So, yeah, just let us know. Is that on X or is that on YouTube? Crypto is freedom. Governments know this disrupts the rat race. Absolutely. Okay, Hex Down under will do. Red pill super cycle. Let's go. So let's go to X real quick and look this up. Your friend Somi. Oh, he has a YouTube. Okay. Very interesting. Good stuff here. Yeah, so it looks like YouTube is really the place to follow him. He's got 36,000 subs. Good for him. I will probably actually go look at his content on YouTube because it's probably a lot more to the point. All right, let's talk about what happens after a drain and wrap up this education. I want to raise your crypto IQ. I told you about Somi in Miami. You probably did, brother. And if I missed that detail, I'm very sorry. I should have probably pulled out my phone and followed it right then and there. But now that you mention it, yeah, I do remember us talking about something like that. So the response provides valuable information about a protocol's maturity. Watch for how quickly dangerous functions are paused. Whether a team clearly identifies affected contracts. So we're talking about what to look for after a drain happens. How quickly dangerous functions are paused. Whether the team clearly identifies affected contracts. Whether unaffected systems are distinguished from the ones that were affected. How much information about what happened is coming to light. Whether users receive actionable instructions, right? Do they tell people what to do? How to operate after this drain so they know how to protect themselves. Whether the post-mortem identifies the root cause. Whether the deployed fix is independently reviewed, right? Not just told what went wrong straight from the people who had the exploit happen to them, but maybe a third-party audit. Whether compensation is funded or merely promised, and whether the same architecture remains in use afterwards. This one's interesting. Compensation is funded, not merely promised. They could promise you whatever, but where are they going to get the money from? A transparent post-mortem does not erase the loss, but it allows users to judge whether the team understands what even failed. And that is the end of the underground crypto educational point. When you click the link in DeFi Hangout, hit the Somi mode button. When you click the link in DeFi Hangout, hit the Somi mode button. Okay. Hexdown Under says, peace out, troops. Crypto warming up. Don't fumble the bags. Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Have a great night, and I hope to see you on another episode. 8:30 p.m. New York time, Monday through Friday. Saturdays are 10 p.m. I always throw that in at the end. All right, so where do we go from here? Let's go look at Chainers. We had another event here. A breach just opened up. Okay. This game here has been coming soon forever. I thought maybe that's what was launching. Melissa says, good stream. I appreciate everybody who was here. We're almost at 2 hours of being live tonight. As usual, that's nothing new for us here. Let's see, I just hit all the wrong things. There we go. And welcome to Chainers. Links for everything we do are in the description. With crypto, DeFi gaming heating up. Should we have known that crypto, BTC and things were going to start getting a lot more attention when we saw DeFi gaming getting a lot of attention? I don't usually correlate those things, but I could see how they'd be correlatable. I don't know if that's a real word, but I'm using it. All the same. And we're not quite done, but yes, the education and the keeping a pulse on the market, that part is on a wrap. Now we kind of have fun and hang out. What do we want to talk about? I can pay a little bit more attention to the chat. This is kind of like an intro. This is the way the stream would normally flow. This is like the intro to the members only stream. And there probably won't be a members only stream tonight, but soon they will be a constant every day after the stream. What you guys have to realize is a lot for me. I understand that I alone decided to provide that service. Nobody's making me do that, but I can't figure out a better time to do a members only live stream. I want there as the market heats up, because really the idea is for when things start to become more bullish, which finally is starting to look like it's happening. I want there to be like a time set for people who paid their membership. It's $3 to have a controlled space to talk amongst each other, but also ask questions, encourage deep diving certain things. This is what's going to really allow us to stay on top of everything moving so fast. It's going to require more hours from me for sure, but at the same time, I feel like it's going to really be very fruitful, because who knows who might come, ask questions, what we might find while we're deep diving. And when things really kick off, everything will be moving so fast that without that kind of attention to detail, and then of course there is bringing the actual people who may be new a little bit of time to like have their simple questions answered. And then of course they can always use the free Discord to do that as well. Will that Discord always be free? I don't know. You tell me. No, the answer is no, it won't always be free. Spoiler alert. So, people who are already there, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do, but I will definitely be doing something for you. Whether you'll be grandfathered in, for all time, will you get a year for free? Will you get like a 90% discount? I don't know. I'll probably just grandfather everybody who supported me in as a thank you. And then people after that will have to pay. It'll be a very small paywall. I'm just thinking out loud here. I haven't exactly made those decisions, and I don't exactly know when I'm going to do it. Right now, we don't have the bullish sentiment to even really worry about that. The point of me telling you this is that if people are going to get grandfathered in, you might want to make sure you already are in that Discord. I probably should say this at the beginning of the stream, but I digress. Yeah, it's been a great stream. I'm glad you feel that way, Strugaheart. Thank you for always being here. I'm glad you believe in raising your crypto IQ and hanging out with the crypto undergrounders. Many, many big things to come over time. Just give it a little bit of time. And I mean, if we have bull markets and we have bear markets and we're in a bear market, it's only common sense that at some point there's going to be a bull market. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious, but not everybody seems to agree. And I think Robinhood's CEO or creator or whatever, owner, going on the news and saying, I think we're about to hit a super cycle, I think is a great catalyst to actually getting a super cycle. Sometimes to get a super cycle, you just have to tell everybody that there is a super cycle. Prime Minister, how are we feeling about Tim? How are we feeling about that Tim coin? Seems to be a project that you are pretty locked into. Definitely believe that's going to take off at some point. Oof, ran in there and didn't even get the goods. I was too late. There we go. All right, we're well over 1,000 now. I just love that I can finally crash out. Let him take us out there. He said, don't fumble the bags. Hey, it's good advice. It might not tell you how not to fumble the bag, but it is definitely good advice. Common, white lily. All right. Hey, that's actually quite useful. It's not like a one-time use item, so I'll take it. And let's pop over to everybody's favorite game, Kindra. Let's check out some Kindra for a second. I need to refresh it. I guess it's moving a little slow. Sorry, I was looking at Discord there for a second. All right, let's see if anything is new in Kindra. How long have we been doing this live stream now? I don't even know. Have we made it to 9 months yet? Has it been a year yet? Give this thing a second. This is in browser, guys, so it takes a little second just to get the feed going good. And then it's nice and smooth. There we go. Take out. Oh wow, we can see our combat damages. Nice. So that's new. We're always looking for things that are new here. Let's go to the bank and let's grab some Swift potions. Here we are. Says I only have one Swift potion. Oh, that I put in the... Okay. Doing the wrong thing. I'm putting stuff in, not taking it out. Let's grab 5 of those. Alright, and we will roll out. Let's put another 1,000 into our deposit here. Just kind of put a little money away. Easy to do in a game. Trade route? Yeah, absolutely. Do you need guarding? Do you need me to guard you, or do you want to guard me while I run the trade route? What are you proposing here? Let's go down. Huh. Under skills, it doesn't. Oh, we have a new collection thing? That's super dope. Okay. Where does it show me like how much money I've got from trade routes and stuff? It was used to always be under skill. I don't know where it is anymore. Okay. Whatever. No big deal. Click on myself and we hit I am live right now. There we go. All right, let's do the thing. I'm gonna run a hard one. Can we handle it? Oh, I gotta be closer to the trade route. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, I do have my speed on. And we got the button hit that we are live on YouTube. Melissa, are you racing me? Are we both running it? Oh, we messed. Oh, okay. You put, yeah, okay. I misunderstood the assignment. We can do it. We can do this together. We're both running it. Whoops. I guess I really messed that up. My bad. Just run and keep healing. I was supposed to protect Melissa while we ran the route, and I totally also ran a route. Don't know what I was thinking. Oh, the Kindra cup is going. I really wanted to try a Kindra cup. Oof, oof. Don't let him take you out. There we go. Heal, heal. There you go. Oh, you died? All right, that's on me. That was completely my fault. I don't know why I thought I was running a route. Sorry, Melissa. All right. My bad. If you want to run one, just let me know. I picked up the hunter signal. Wow, I did my complete trade route haul in one go. All right. I will redeem myself on this one. This is exactly why I got the follow button. Or wanted the follow button. Shout out to Play Kindra. The post I made about their free mint actually got like 1,000 views, which is pretty good for me over on Twitter. I never claimed to be a big shot. So far, so good. I don't think anything has tried to attack you yet. The following on the mount is hilarious. I got your back. That's for sure. Wow, are we going to get through with nothing attacking? Oh, you're an expert trader. That's pretty dope. All right, it looks like there's a refresh to do. I'm going to do that real quick after I kill this boss. And then after I hit the refresh, if you want to run another one, just let me know. Are you maxed out yet? All right, I did the refresh. Load him back in. Oh, I'm good. I did one run. I did like the hardest run, and that maxed me out in one go. So I don't need to do any. So if you need to do any, just feel free. I love that when you jump, the whole mount doesn't jump. I just think that's the funniest thing. I like it. I honestly don't want him to fix that. Did you hear me, Melissa? I'm already maxed out in that one run. So if you need to do any more, I'll guard you. I wonder if he made the page explaining everything. What is this? Bag, map, emotes, throw in snowballs, ride, dismount, eat food, chat, controls and help, and settings. Don't see anything in settings. Let's go to controls and help. Okay. Huh. So it doesn't look like we've got that yet. Let's kill zombie boss and void. Let's go. I think we could do that between the two of us. I do need to grab some fish. Give me 1 second to go fishing. It shouldn't take very long. I'm not gonna try to stack that many of them. I'll just stack a couple. And if you think this game looks interesting and you're not already playing Kindra with us, you definitely should look at those links in the description. Real DeFi gaming. I always think that I know I've gone and looked at the tokenomics for Kindra, but do you think I remember them? No, I don't remember them. I gotta go look at them. Of course, anything can move up in value if more money flows in, but if the tokenomics are right, like Lumina is, man, things can fly. Another project I'd kind of like to look and see what they did was like Clanker. Clanker has good tokenomics. Gnosis has good tokenomics. Like, they really stick out in my mind, projects that have really good tokenomics. It can matter more than everything else, honestly. It can matter far more than, you know, say they have a great CEO. It's like, okay, well, they have a great CEO. That's a good start, but are the tokenomics good? Because if the tokenomics aren't good, then it doesn't matter if they have a great CEO. Things that took me a while to really learn. All right, Melissa, is that you? Let's go, Melis. The cavalry is here. I really wish they would brighten this void up a little bit, but I mean, I guess a void is supposed to be dark. Oh, we're putting work in on them already. Oh, run away. I don't even try to like fight the minions too much. Ooh, 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 they're getting me. Gotta really aggro them farther away, huh? You've got the strat down, don't you? Okay, so your aggro doesn't even come after me, huh? Very interesting. So this is Rotmaw, the Undying. So far, so good. I like that your mobs don't turn and come after me. Like, that's pretty dope. Whoa, 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 whoa. Was not paying attention to my health. All right, I think we got this guy. I think he's going down. This teamwork is dope. I wish we had 2 or 3 more of you out there helping us take this guy down. It's a good thing, like in a lot of games, if you left the boss alone, like for this long, he would start healing himself. You know, his health would recover. In a lot of games, that's how it would go. Almost there. What are the drops on this thing? Is there any actual really like rare drops? I don't really pay attention a lot to the loot. You usually get like a Kindra chest and stuff like that. If you're just rolling in, smash that like button. He's down. Good job. Let's see. We got Rift Steel. We got Kindra Crates, Golden Trout, Grave Ash. And you get like a time limit. We got Rotting. Not this time. 2.5%. Okay. Only got 80 gold, but we got 10,000 XP. That's pretty good. All right, I'm following you, Melissa. Where are we going next? Yeah, we should join a party. That's a good idea. What other bosses do you think we could take down? What about that huge mech that was here that one day? Where did that mech go? So when I follow you, it doesn't take me through the portal with you. I definitely feel like that could be fixed. I say that as somebody with zero developing knowledge. Maybe it could be fixed. Does it say that we're live? Huh, it doesn't show up for me. Maybe it shows up for you. I got to do some grinding on some of these levels, though. At 7,000 gold, you can open an actual box. So, I don't know where you went. Where did you go, Melissa? The follow feature did not allow me to go through the portal with you. Did you go into the War Scar? Let's hit map. You must have gone somewhere. The sea monster portal? Okay. Sea monster portal. I don't know what the sea monster portal is. Oh, the Sunken Isles? Gotcha. So, Bone Maw. Is Bone Maw the dragon? Yep, I'm already in. I never put down my hunter's ingot. I need to do that. For anybody who doesn't know, this is real DeFi gaming. I'm very big on games being really decentralized. Real blockchain games is a big part of this channel. There's a link in the description if you would like to play Kindra. You could link up with us. You could play with us live on stream. We'll help you grind out some levels. All of that good stuff. As much as I can. I can't promise to be online 24/7. But I will certainly get on and help you when I can. We have a free Discord link in the description if you're new to this channel, where we could link up if you wanted to play some DeFi games. Grind it out. But most of all, smash that like button if you love cryptocurrency. This is probably the best game on Robinhood. I say that and then I immediately start thinking like, what other games are there that I'm leaving out? There's a couple I haven't tried. I've seen Katara. I haven't tried that. Will you keep moving on me? Trying to click follow. There we go. I have not fought this guy yet. I don't think so. Maybe I did. Actually, I think I did. Oh, there's a timber rush. I'm gonna let Melissa get that one. I'm not gonna try to compete with her. That would be rude. All right, let's see. We got 315 gold out of that. I like that. Oh, this guy's back up. Why not take him out as well? Struggerheart says, thanks again. Thank you for coming to the stream, Struggerheart. I hope to see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is DeFi Friday. Yes. DeFi Friday is so much fun for me. DeFi Friday means I get to come, I get to chill. I don't have to prepare some in-depth educational segment. I love the educational, don't get me wrong. I learned so much, and I'm kind of addicted to raising my crypto IQ at this point. I know I kind of coined that slogan, but I'm absolutely addicted to it myself. I was before I ever coined that slogan. I want to know as much as I can about what I'm doing. Ooh, level 21, let's go. And so long story short, Friday is kind of a nice break. I'm thinking about if I do bring the streaming back on Sunday, so we go every day of the week, I think I'm gonna do a pretty laid back, almost like a DeFi Friday kind of thing. Ooh, 2 people have used the referral link. Let's go. They must have did it before they added 200 Kindra. So many things that I've said have been added. Shout out to the mods. I'm in developers over here. If you can't tell, I'm a little tired. Shout out to the developers on Kindra for just being so in tune, so with it, and just on the ball with everything. Can't say enough good things about that. Where? Okay, so I think I want to increase. I think we got what? We got new axes. Huh. Where? I was somewhere. Maybe it was a blacksmith. And they had better like axes and pickaxes and stuff. Okay, these are like weapons. So I own this one. Wow, they go way up in price though. Let's see. The best sword is like 75,000 gold. I guess my next one will be 9,000 gold. What's the difference? 44 attack to 48 attack. Maybe I just grind and get to like that no, from 38 to 44 to 48. So maybe I just grind and get the 14,000. I do feel like that's only like 2 days of grinding. I have nothing else to do but grind daily combat points and bosses. All right, no worries. I gotta hit this fortune wheel. Have you done your fortune wheel today? Get my free spin in. Let's go. 10x on the logs. I don't think 10 logs is going to get me very far. Let's go to the shrine and see what we can donate. Things I am not concerned about. Logs. That would be something I'm not concerned about. Oh wow, I've already put in 2,000 today. I don't think I'm going to play that long, so I'm not going to grab any buffs there. What else can I do? Oh, foraging. Definitely my foraging. One, very easy to do on these very fast mounts. That was not the right thing. That was iron. Definitely hit my forage. I think you can only do what? Yeah, you can only do 12 forages a day. So it takes a while to upgrade that stat. I don't really know what the buffs are for it. and continue taking out the bosses. Let's go. Didn't I already hit this one? Feel like I already did that one. Yeah, it'll regrow soon, so we did. This one over here by this guy. I'm glad that I finally can see my actual attack damage, because I had no idea how much health the boss had, how much health I actually have, how much damage I'm actually doing. For a while I was pretty unsure about that, and still am. Alright, 9. Let's see, 10, 11. Yeah, I got one more. Let's take out this boss. Take all the bosses down. That's how you grind these levels, I guess. I don't know what the best way to grind a level is, but got no gold out of that guy. He was broke. He was a brokey boss, that's for sure. Alright, it's the last forage of the day, and let's go take out this guy over here. I would say he's the hardest boss, but the new one I just unlocked over there. The hardest boss in, like, the starter area. There are definitely way harder places to be. Can't wait till the actual, like, dungeon is easy. And he's down. He also gave me 0 gold. What's up with that? Am I maxed out on my gold here? Boss purse. Man, I'm getting tired. I am not even speaking English anymore. Oh, is that Melissa over here? I gotta remember, not that many people like have these mounts. A 1 in 12,500 chance to get this mount, the Ansem Bull. I love the integration. You got the Ansem Bull mount. You got the Tendies Robin Hood meme coin, you know, as one of the things you can kill chickens and then basically make tenders. It's pretty funny. Let's see, where are the little chickens? They're just out here roaming amongst all of these other mobbies. Huh, I don't even see any. Somebody must be farming those tendies. Love to see like the acknowledgement of other things in the ecosystem. Wow, that one gave me 4 tendies. I didn't even realize that they gave tendies like that. But I am going to be hopping off. Shout out to all my undergrounders. Thank you for being here on the Underground Crypto Deep Dive live stream. The game has Jimothy. Where is Jimothy, Melissa? Where's Jimothy at? Is there actually like a Jimothy raccoon mob or something like that? Or is he like a pet? I'm right next to the pet guy. Here he is. All right. A monster hit that would kill you leaves you at 1 health once every 10 minutes. Okay, I like that. We're going to buy Jimothy, because how do we not have Jimothy? I love how they can integrate all of these different things. Look at Jimothy. I guess they couldn't make him like all, you know, de-spined or whatever. He's just floating. His little legs don't even move. That's pretty cool though. Again, I love the integration and just the understanding of other people in the ecosystem, other things relevant. Yep, pet store. I already bought him. He was 3,500. See, we can get off our. There we go. Now we can see him a little better. Just a little raccoon companion. All right, guys. Stay underground. Stay crypto. Think long term. I will catch you in the show tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. New York time. Is DeFi Friday. We will be kicking it. We can look at whatever, but we'll mostly be kicking it. And I will see you then. Underground Crypto out. Shout out to the 12 people still on the stream all the way to the end. Yo, you guys are the real MVP. Join that free Discord link. Let's hang out over there.